Welcome to a very special living room requests because we're dressed up looking classy because we're doing a collaboration with Jonathan David Holmes.
Very classy man.
A very classy man. How would you describe Jonathan?
I would say he is an authority with a particular focus on the heyday of dance bands in the UK. However, he is very knowledgeable and a great exponent of dance bands around the world in the 1920s and 30s, and collects a lot of records which he uploads on his channel, which is going to be linked below.
Yes.
And you're all going to subscribe to after this video.
Yes, and anybody coming from Jonathan's channel, see us. We're alive, we're living musicians who do old music, and we try and be as authentic as it is possible to be. So we're now going to go over to Jonathan, who's going to give us his challenge.
Hello Patricia, hello Matt, and hello to the rest of YouTube, and thank you very, very much for letting me take part in this special challenge. I'm going to suggest two songs, and I think they're both going to be transport themed. So, the first record I'd like you to recreate is this one. This is Choo Choo by Jack Payne and his BBC Dance Orchestra, one of their finest recordings. Very, very nice record. Really, really terrific bass line on this. This is one of a number of train songs which were becoming increasingly popular in the 1920s and the 1930s, and I really, really can't wait to see what you've got to do with it.
Choo Choo! Excellent! Choo Choo! Well, we've got the sheet music, and Matt's got a little gizmo there,
Maybe I'll have to wait and see.
A gizmo. What we do, well, we're not a dance band, clearly. But you can also be authentically of the era, 1926-27, by getting the original music from the time, because it wasn't just dance bands that played this stuff at the time. There was commercially...
Yeah, exactly. Popular music, sales and popular song, and the gauging of how popular it was also based on selling piano vocal sheet music, wasn't
Yes,
it?
so people could make it at home. So, well, everybody seems to be at home right now. This is rather
very good.
appropriate. Very appropriate. So here we are with Choo Choo, as it was, 1930. Sorry, 1930. I have with me some 1930s sandpaper, which is necessary for this. And Matt has
I have
his
a tenor
very...
banjo, and I have a drum, just like cross between a snare drum and a bass drum that I can play with my foot, and I have something here by my mouth. So let's see what we can make it, and we hope for Mr. Holmes that it's...
We hope it
something,
pleases you.
know, yeah, exactly. I thought it's something a little bit different.
attempt we made in that. Horrible.
You're joking me.
Yeah, but you can't do it without the old sandpaper. That's
Sandpaper against sandpaper is too loud. Right. Let's hear about this second song.
Yes, what's the next one?
Thank you very much for that. That was a really, really, really nice version of Choo Choo, and a real favourite song of mine, so I appreciate you recreating that. We're going to move from trains to planes now, and this is a recording of Me and Jane in a Plane by Jack Hilton and his orchestra. Now, Jack Hilton was a bit of a shameless self-publicist, and when this song began in 1927, I believe it was, Jack actually paid for hundreds and hundreds of copies of the sheet music for this song to be dropped over Blackpool from a plane. So the idea was there would be a plane flying up, people would be sitting on the beach, and they would be bombarded with sheet music for Me and Jane in a Plane, which they would have then gone and taken home and played on their piano, which is a kind of interesting way of mass marketing long before the advent of television and mass radio listening. It's a real favourite song of mine, and one of my favourite aviation songs in particular. So I really can't wait to see what you're going to do with Me and Jane in a Plane.
Soaring up to the clouds, me and Jane in a plane, far away from the crowds.
Excellent. Love it. All about the transportation.
Ah, yeah.
The transportation, means of transportation. Something we can't really do these days as much as we could. I mean, yeah.
Well, they did love trains in the 1920s and 30s.
Trains and planes and there's all sorts of things. We'll have to do a Zeppelin one at some point. We'll see what Jonathan has for us. It's really nice what he does with the transfers and getting the records as good sounding as they possibly can be, and then sharing
the slideshows.
Sharing them with everybody. It's wonderful. It's wonderful.
And
honestly,
the slideshows are amazing as well, I think.
He's done hundreds
and hundreds. Please go to his channel.
Go to his channel,
Link
subscribe,
below.
and if you're from him, we'd consider it a great honor if you subscribe to us. And we'll do all your requests. If there's a piece of sheet music that isn't recorded, we'll do that. You can hear it. We'll make it a reality.
As part of our living room request series.
Yes.
So tell us. So what
Me and Jane in a Plane. We're going to do Me and Jane in a Plane as requested. It's from 1926. I just thought I'd say something a bit about my vocal approach. I think that it's a very good idea in evoking a past era to try not to have any modern mannerisms. And the way you achieve that, I think, is you listen to as many recordings from the time as possible, but avoid listening to one singer in particular, any one singer, because you want to find your own reaction to the words, which is number one in a song, your emotion in reaction to the word. Even if it's a silly song, you still have an emotion attached to those words. So the meaning of the words,
definitely,
clarity of the words, emotion, and if you've immersed yourself in the world of those records, which you can do thanks to people like Jonathan David Holmes uploading so many records. I mean, I grew up in a house full of 78, so I was really lucky. Before YouTube, but now with YouTube you can just play these things all the time and really absorb the styles,
as much style as you want.
Much now,
and otherwise you end up with, there's so many people that I know play the guitar and they just sort of like Django Reinhardt, and that's the beginning and the end of their entire musical world, and I just don't think that's a balanced approach. So this is a guitar that was most commonly photographed and played by Nick Lucas and Eddie Lang in the early mid 1920s, called the Gibson L4, and they're two guitarists that are much less copied than the one that we just mentioned before.
Yes, true.
So
which is a shame because they're amazing, really fresh, really
yeah,
lyrical.
that's it. And I play with this big guitar shell plectrum, and I like to add little bits of extra things from the era, and I think the little glockenspiel sounds plain-like. In my personal opinion.
Yes. That's another good point.
I'll also be playing the drum, same as on the previous one.
We'll try and give you some cutaways to see. That's another good point, is that in those days, in the 1920s, this one's from 1926, there were very, very, very few places with microphones. So to be a singer of the time, you really had to be able to project. I mean, even if crooning came in later, those crooners had to project full voice as well in rehearsal. And in fact, a very elderly man who was in a group that he was one of the musicians to accompany Bing Crosby when Bing came over to London. And he said that Bing Crosby, in rehearsal, sang full voice, practically like an opera singer, which was very interesting. And then he'd rein it back for his thing. But me and Jane are playing very energetic, so we'll try and give you that. And this is the original key that it is written in the sheet music. I think that's Matt's patented technique is playing with a glockenspiel beater in his hand.
Everywhere. Anyway, I'm an arranger really, but I like to get some textures.
He also plays a couple of instruments.
Yeah, the textures, as you'll see on this channel. I like to get the textures in there.
Yes.
So I think the most important takeaway is if you haven't come over from Jonathan David Holmes' YouTube channel, do go over there now.
Yes,
and
go.
Subscribe, watch videos.
Links.
You'll
Links
learn
galore.
so much, and then he puts so much information as well about the songs and recordings when he has it.
Yeah, he takes the records, he collects the records, he stores the records, he cherishes the records, he researches the records, and he transfers them, and he does noise reduction and everything. It's all great.
That's it.
Thank you very much.
Bye from Matt.